Why Rwanda is the fastest growing economy in Africa. According to African Development Bank, Rwanda's economy is the fastest growing in Africa. In 1994, the world looked on helplessly as a small country in Eastern Africa seemed set on destroying itself. The Hutu ethnic group of Rwanda went on a killing spree of the minority Tutsi tribe. In just 100 days, over 800,000 people were killed. It was one of the bloodiest conflicts in recent memory. Many feared Rwanda would never recover. Well, it did. Fast forward 3 decades later and Rwanda is Africa's fastest growing economy. The small East African nation has left its violent past behind it and has quickly transformed into one of Africa's most promising destinations. The country also has one of the lowest unemployment rates at 15% and 60% of foreign exchange coming from agriculture. The country is projected to experience a growth of 8.7% in 2020, Africa's highest. So, how did a country which barely 3 decades ago was on the brink of self-destruction become Africa's fastest growing economy? Well, we'll find out in today's video. If you're new here, you're welcome. Consider subscribing to After School Africa for more educative content like this. 1. Visionary leadership. Rwanda's ascension to one of Africa's success stories started almost as soon as the genocide ended. A young leader in Paul Kagame set forth in rebuilding the country. Before the genocide, Rwanda was just another country on the African map that just made up numbers, 12 million people, most living in dire poverty. Since the end of the war, life expectancy has risen from 48 to 66 years, and the mortality rate for children under 5 dropped from 152 per 1,000 live births to 42. The Kagame's government is trying to position Rwanda as something exceptional in Africa, a place to do business. It ranks 29th in the World Bank survey, assessing the business environments of 190 nations. And Rwanda has made striking progress when it comes to gender parity. 61% of its legislators are women, higher than in any other country. The World Economic Forum says only 5 countries have more significantly narrowed their gaps. Kagame has led his country from penury to prosperity. His government has co-invested alongside private capital to reduce risk and create a more appealing proposition. For instance, when one of Africa's leading telecom groups, MTN, was keen on entering the Rwandan market in 1998, the government boosted their confidence by purchasing a 20% stake in the company. 2. A diversified economy. Rwanda is a rural agrarian country, with agriculture accounting for about 63% of export earnings and with some mineral and agro-processing. Agriculture is often affected by the climate, and given the drought in 2016 and 2017 that affected outputs, Rwanda made concentrated efforts to diversify its economy. The country's approach has seen services become the leading driver of gross domestic product growth in the last 3 years, taking over from agriculture. Diversification has been achieved in part through an increased focus on tourism, driven by initiatives such as the Meetings, Incentives, Conference and Exhibitions (MICE) strategy, which in less than 5 years placed Rwanda among the top conference destinations in Africa. In May 2018, the International Congress and Convention Association (ICCA) ranked the capital, Kigali, as the 3rd most popular conference and event destination on the continent after Cape Town in South Africa and Casablanca of Morocco. According to Claire Akamanzi, the chief executive of the Rwanda Development Board (RDB), the country collected a total of $42 million from 192 conferences in 2017 and was projecting $74 million in 2018. The diversification strategy has opened up investment opportunities for local and international investors and created thousands of jobs in the hospitality industry. While pursuing externally driven growth, the government has not forgotten about the home front. This led the government to adopt a Made in Rwanda strategy in 2016, which has reduced the trade deficit by about 36% and increased the value of total exports by about 69% from about $558 million to $943 million. Local producers have fast become empowered to produce for the local and export. 3. Ease of doing business. Part of the reason Rwanda's economy is blazing ahead of all other countries in Africa is the ease with which investors can do business in the country. The tiny nation is ranked 2nd in Africa, behind Mauritius in the ease of doing business. It is also ranked 38 in the world. The World Bank says it has carried out the most reforms since the inception of doing business 16 years ago. One major point of improvement pointed out in World Bank's Doing Business 2019 is the ease of starting a business in Rwanda. It has replaced its bureaucratic structures with an electronic system. In 2018, it replaced its stifling special billing machine system for value-added tax invoices with free software that allows taxpayers to issue value-added tax invoices from any printer. Also, the country is only 2nd to New Zealand in the ease of property registration in the world. 4. Low corruption. Corruption is anemic in the growth of any economy, and Rwanda has fought long and hard against the menace. According to the Corruption Perception Index published by Transparency International, Rwanda is the third least corrupt country in Africa. The country has a CPI of 53, making it the 51st least corrupt country in the world. The country has a better corruption index than Brazil, China, and Ukraine. Rwanda's corruption laws are wide-ranging with conviction rates of up to 85%. This has instilled discipline in its populace and boosted investor confidence. 5. Infrastructure. To maintain steady economic growth for almost 2 decades, the government invested time and resources into soft and hard infrastructure in order to attract foreign direct investment. The country's capital and largest city, Kigali, is one of the most organized in Africa, and a brand new airport is expected to open there in 2020. In 2019, the government budgeted over $600 million of its $3 billion budget to building new roads, bridges, and ports. Education and healthcare also got a sizable amount of the budget. The country has its eyes set on the future and realizes the need for better and bigger infrastructure. Rwanda has been one of Africa's many success stories. Countries like Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania are also building economies that are blazing the trail. Rwanda has proven that a small country without a seaport, and which 3 decades earlier lost almost 1 million people, can still thrive under the right leadership. What are your thoughts on the Rwanda's economic miracle? Share them with us in the comment box below. If you're yet to subscribe to After School Africa, now is a good time to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed our video, thumb up and share it. Until next time, your success matters.